that having someone who will listen is going to help make it better. Whether or not they've struggled with addiction themselves, people seem to understand. No one can get me to use drugs. My life changed because someone was there to listen.
1 in 7 Americans will struggle with addiction during their lifetime. Want to know how you can help? Go to heretolisten.com for tips and tools to help turn addiction around. A public service announcement brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is Talk Radio 1190, Dallas-Fort Worth's place to talk.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station or iHeartMedia.
Live across North Texas and beyond, this is the Jenna Ryan Show.
Ain't that America? You and me. Ain't that America? Little pink houses for you.
Jenna Ryan is a world-renowned speaker and thought leader, ranked in the 87th most influential person online by Fast Company magazine. Jenna Ryan has spoken to thousands around the world and is now speaking to you. So with all things real estate and beyond, here is Jenna Ryan.
Hello, everyone. This is Jenna Ryan. Welcome to this show on this rainy day. What happened to the weather? It got all rainy. And I don't care. I'm still razor sharp. I'm still rocking it. I'm still having a great day. I'm not going to let this bring me down. And I'm excited, even though I have had the craziest week. This past week has been absolutely insane, okay? Within the past 4 days, my apartment was burglarized, okay? Literally, someone came in and ransacked my apartment, and they came in, my socks and things were all over the floor. It was the most weirdest thing. They broke through the door with a crowbar. They took out the little peephole. They went through all my drawers looking for valuables or whatever, and they stole nothing. And I'm like, that's so lame. Didn't you want, my Kendra Scott? I mean, gosh. It just felt so awkward to be burglarized, but nothing stolen. So come to find out, my housekeeper had caught them red-handed, and they ran. So they had locked the door, and she was trying to unlock it, and they ran out the back door. So anyway, the next morning, like Wednesday morning, whatever, this past Wednesday, another girl comes and knocks on my door and says, "Did your apartment get burglarized?" Mine did too. So there were 3 of us who had gotten burglarized at this apartment complex. Well, I called the police because I'm freaking out. It's very uncomfortable to be burglarized and have all your clothes strewn. They went through like weird stuff, like I've got weird stuff. No, I'm kidding. No, they went through like my journals, and there was stuff that was in weird places that I haven't seen in a while. Anyway. So I went and I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. I cannot stay here. And you remember last week I did a show on buy or rent a house? Well, here I am renting, and I'm so hypocritical. And I'm a real estate agent, so I'm like, okay. And I called Angela Deaton, and I said, Angela, can you help me get a house? And she's like, sure, girl. And so we worked it out, and I know exactly where I want to live, and I purchased a home. So I've been burglarized. I'm buying a home. I've sold houses last week. I went to all over the world, and not all over the world, all over Dallas, selling houses from here to Robeson Ranch to, oh goodness, and I've got houses that with roofing problems. We're having lots of roofing stuff going on, and I have guests today. I'm sorry, I just had to get all that out. And welcome my guest today, Mitch Whitlock, Handyman. Mitch is the handyman with the mostest. Hi, Mitch.
Handyman extraordinaire.
Mitch is a handyman extraordinaire. I'm talking, the guy is incredible. He has worked with me since my very first deal. I think you replaced some rotted wood on one of my property, my listings. Yes, you did.
Yes,
you did.
we did.
And the thing I like about Mitch working for my clients is that whenever Mitch does work for my clients, whenever he has time, he is a very busy handyman. You don't just get him, just because you want to have him come out and look at a drip pan. You need to have several things, and you need to have some substantial things. But the reason I love sending Mitch out is because the people call me and they rave about Mitch. They become friends with Mitch for life. And I'm like, what about me? They don't like me anymore once they meet Mitch.
It happens. I can't help it.
He's just got this great personality. So he's a handyman, but he's also cool, and he's not like all stuck up.
And I like to save people money.
And I forgot. He is very well, he priced things very well. So, and he also, whenever we have the inspection report and it comes back with, 10 little things that need to be done and, drip pan needs to be fixed, GFCI, rotting wood, whatever. Now you do other things other than that. He does remodeling and roofs and everything, but he's great for me personally for those things that, you want to get done and maybe the homeowner doesn't have the skills to do it or the time. He is the guy who can help. Mitch, tell me about some of the things that you do for agents.
Well, we do for several of the real estate agents that we do work for. It's getting houses ready off of the inspection list, or it's getting it's making the home habitable for the people that are moving in.
Right.
Sometimes it's the people moving in that want to make changes to it. Sometimes it's the people that are moving that have to make changes.
Right.
They need a cracked tile fixed, or they need something fixed immediately to make the sale go through, and that's what we do.
Okay. And so you come in and tell me the list of things you do.
I mean, we do everything from replace tile, fix cracked tile, fix cracks in the wall, replace sheetrock, retexture, paint, fix the toe kick underneath the cabinets in the kitchen.
Right.
Fix faucets that aren't working correctly, fix hot water heaters, anything that needs to be done.
AC, window sills, electrical. He does some electrical work. Now, on the repair amendment, a lot of times they'll say a licensed electrician has to come in. But he is able to do certain little things. So if you can just scratch out the licensed electrician, if it's not if it's GFCI or something very simple.
If it's nothing that requires a permit, then we can normally get by. But I do have a licensed electrician and a licensed AC man that work with me.
Right.
And we get everything done that needs to be done correctly. I won't undercut anything, and I won't do it. I won't make a shortcut. I will do it the right way.
Right. And leaky faucets. That's not. You don't need a plumber to come out for one leaky faucet. That's just.
It's ludicrous. You
can
pay a great amount of money where you can pay us a little bit. We'll come out and we'll fix it the same way.
Right, and he's just really awesome. He's awesome to know, awesome to work with, and he also had some really horrible stuff happen this past week. Like I was burglarized, and what happened to you, Mitch?
It was absolutely terrible. I bought a new truck.
Oh,
brand new truck. And my wife wanted to borrow it this weekend. She had some things to go do with her daughters at her dad's house.
Yeah.
And she had my truck for an hour and a half, and she called me because she wrecked it.
Oh, that really sucks.
And she called crying, and I said it was okay, that it was no big deal. On the outside, that's what I said.
On the outside.
Inside, I said, this is not good. I'm not going to be very happy, but the first scratch had to happen sometime, and now it's already happened.
It's just a scratch, though. It's not huge.
It's about 2 feet long, but.
But guess what? If you go to my Facebook page, just yesterday or the day before, I posted a little picture of a dent, and I have all of these dent doctors on my page that in fact, someone is going to be fixing my dent, and they're also going to come on the show.
And they're going to fix mine also because
yes.
I'll have to have it fixed.
Eddie,
Eddie, I need to call you.
Eddie, he needs to call you. And so also we had a bunch of hell this past week, and we're going to talk about that in the next segment. You guys, the phone lines are open at 214-787-1190. If you have any questions about home maintenance or roofing for Cody, you're going to meet Cody here in a minute. If you have any questions about home maintenance, then now is the time to call. What I want to talk about today is maintaining your property, not necessarily waiting until the option period when you're going to sell your house. Really maintaining your property every single day, every single week, every single month. We're in the spring, and there's no time like now to get out there and start really taking good care of your property so that whenever you do go to sell, you won't be overwhelmed with a lot of things to do. And plus, this is your valuable piece of real estate. This needs to be taken care of like a delicate flower, okay? So what can we do? What are some of the things that we can do to maintain our home?
Well, you have to look at your house the same way that you would look at anything, and I'll liken it to getting dressed.
Right.
When you get dressed, you want to go in and pull out a pair of shoes, and you put them on, and they look perfect, and then you put on your skirt or whatever else it is that you're going to wear.
Right.
And if you pull your shoes out of the closet and they're scuffed,
right,
then you've got to take time to sit there and fix them before you leave.
Okay.
So it's going to take you more time. If
Right.
you think about that with your house, then you fix all the little things that come up as they happen.
Right.
And then when you need to sell it, then you're not in a rush and a hurry to get a lot of things done because you've been keeping up with it all along.
And you're not overwhelmed, and you have just a better sense of self and a better self-esteem whenever you take care of your house. And
Exactly.
I know, it just makes you feel good to take care of it.
And any time that you are worried about anything on your house, you can call any number of people, from me to any other handyman service, and they will come out and they'll inspect your house for free. And they'll tell you what needs to be fixed, what you should look at, what you should be watching out for. And those are the things that you should put at the top of the list. Don't wait till the very end. Utilize the things that are free when you can.
And a lot of you already know this. I know my listeners know this already, and this is not really big news to you. But for first-time home buyers, they may be so overwhelmed with the purchase of the home itself, or people, that are maybe elderly. Maybe you can't take care of your home. So that's kind of what we're talking to. Those of you who are handy pros and know your house like the back of your hand and take care of it really well, I applaud you, because I'm a realtor and I come in and I like all kinds of houses. It doesn't matter. You don't want to get it perfect before I get out, because I can bring handymen and roofers and all of those things together. That's one of the wonderful things about working with the great realtors, that we've got such good connections and we can really help you hook it up. One of the things is rotted wood. Why do I keep bringing that up? I get that almost every house.
This is Texas, and you get a lot of rotted wood. You get a lot of water damage. You
Yes.
get a lot of the sun just beating down on it, and it takes its toll over the years. And those are the things that kind of sneak up on you that you don't realize are happening, but it happens all the time.
But it's not that big of a deal. Like I would have thought it was just a huge deal, But you just come and rip it off. And
Just take it off, put another piece on to replace it, nail it in, make sure that it's caulked in and sealed in correctly, and then you go on.
And paint it, and then you're rocking and rolling. And this is what Mitch has done, a lot of that kind of thing for me. And we are about to go to break. Please give us a call today and ask a question about home maintenance.
And there's a woman in the kitchen.
Are you thinking of buying or selling a home? If so, contact me, Jenna Ryan, with RE/MAX Dallas Suburbs. I was born and raised in Dallas, and I know every area and every suburb. If you're relocating to the area, downsizing, or upsizing, or buying your first home, I can help you find the home that's perfect for you. Contact me today at 972-510-9177 or go to my website at JennaRyanRealty.com. You can also email me at JennaRyanRealty@gmail.com. Whether you're buying or selling, I'm Jenna Ryan, your best friend in real estate. I have my own radio show, 25 years of sales experience, and a team of experts to help you with all of your real estate needs. Join me, Jenna Ryan, from 11 to 12 on Sundays, where we talk real estate on Talk Radio 1190.
Hey there, and good morning. From the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center, I'm William Shotwell with a look at your DFW forecast. Looks like today there's a good chance for some thunderstorms and a high around 72. Then later on tonight, more thunderstorms and a low around 58. This report's brought to you by Alan Edmonds.
Alan Edmonds is now open in South Lake at the South Lake Town Square. Stop in to save 15% on Alan Edmonds men's shoes, belts, apparel, and accessories during their grand opening celebration now through April 24th. Alan Edmonds, an American original.
Mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at 58 years old.
8 years into the disease was when all the light went out.
For me, it was heart-wrenching.
Looking into the eyes of somebody with Alzheimer's, sometimes you just don't see the person's soul is like gone.
And it takes a toll on everyone. I mean, it's a depressing disease to watch unfold before your eyes.
She actually thought those of us who were caring for her and who loved her most were her worst enemies.
More and more responsibilities fell on my shoulders.
This disease just ravages a family.
It changes your life.
The magnitude of it is indescribable. My mother taught me to be in the moment.
We have to live in the moment with them.
And I'm going to be with that person right now in this moment, wherever she is.
Now is the moment to stop Alzheimer's disease. Call Bright Focus at 855-345-6237.
Welcome back to the Jenna Ryan Show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Jenna Ryan Show. I'm so glad to have you today. It's raining. We know it's raining, but that's okay because we're rocking and rolling here at the radio station at iHeartMedia at Talk Radio 1190, where Dallas talks. And I'm Jenna Ryan, a realtor with RE/MAX Dallas Suburbs, your best friend in real estate. And I got burglarized last week, and it was awful. And I bought a house, or I'm going today to do the contract on a new house of my very own because I was renting and I got burglarized, and I decided to go ahead and take my own advice since I'm a realtor and purchase a home. So that's where I'm at today. And Mitch, the handyman, we just talked to just a little bit ago, he wrecked his truck. But you know what? It's a wonderful day. And his wife wrecked his truck. I forgot to tell you. I forgot to say that. We're live on Facebook at Jenna.Ryan1, where you can see us actually all scrunched in trying to get on Facebook Live in this little camera. And we're here today talking with Cody Cleveland, the Cody Cleveland. He recently put on a roof for me in Greenville, Texas. He was there. He was available. He took care of everything. And this was before that wretched hailstorm that we had.
Yeah,
hi, Cody. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're so glad that you took time out of your day to be with us.
I'm glad to be here.
Yes. And so there was a big hailstorm, huh?
Yes, there was.
Yeah. Tell us about that hailstorm.
Yeah, so I think, there's a lot of areas that it hit, mostly Arlington, up north around Little Elm, Frisco, McKinney. Those are probably the big areas that it hit.
And so the golf ball, it was like golf ball and bigger than golf ball. I saw on Facebook, everybody kept posting it.
Yep.
And then I saw the dings. You sent me some photos of some dings that are out there. So roofs are being ravaged. I have clients, all of my houses, it's like, okay, they're right in the middle of, about to sell, about to go to closing. And it's like suddenly we all need roofs on all of our houses. And from what I understand, they're shipping in adjusters from other states just because of the massive, influx of people that are calling in to their insurance company. Now, I want to talk about hail claims. Here's the deal, people. If you need to have your roof checked after any hail storm by a roofer. Make friends with a roofer. You need a friend who's a roofer. I know there's a lot of roofers out there, but you need to find a reputable roofer that if you own a home. Because every time a hailstorm happens, you need to make sure that your roof has been inspected. It does not look like it needs to be inspected from the ground, okay? You cannot tell, oh, it looks fine. No, honey. I'm sorry, I'm going to talk for you, Cody, because I used to own a roofing company with my ex-husband. And so I know that just because it shows, roof damage is tiny. It's not visible from the street. You need someone to go up there. Right, Cody?
Yeah, you're right. It's funny, though. Just one of the houses I looked at yesterday, the damage was, the guy asked me, goes, can you see it from the street? Can you see it from the sidewalk? I said, no, really need to get on your house. But
right.
I walked up to it, and I could actually see the damage because it was golf ball size.
Yeah.
So it was pretty easy to see. And, I told him, obviously, you need to get somebody out here. But the thing that we do is we look at collateral damage around the house is what the adjusters do. And if there's any of that, you certainly want to look on the roof. And even if there's not, you still want to look on the roof if there's been a hailstorm.
Absolutely. And so some of the telltale signs of hail, if you don't need to be getting up on that roof. Those are steep. That's what we pay roofers to do, and they come out for free. And you want to make sure that you have a reputable roofer. And Cody, I can recommend him to come up and check your roof and make sure. And then the roofer works with the insurance adjuster. Right. Typically, this is how you want it. You want the roofer to go in and work with the insurance adjuster. And because sometimes the insurance adjuster will deny that you need roofing, that you need a roof. Well, a roofer who wants to get paid, right. who that's their job, they come in and they will show, yes, this roof does have damage. You are a consumer. You're not a roofing expert. You don't do this every day. And so you need someone who can be on your side, not the insurance company's side, but your side, who is going to say, look, this is hail damage. And the reason that you want to do that is because whenever you do go to sell down the road, you want to make sure you've kept up with this, because it can get like, when did it happen? Did it happen before I owned the home? All of these things can get in. And then I've seen people have to purchase a roof for the house in order to sell it, because your house is not going to sell without a roof, because the person can't get it insured without a roof. So you want to make sure that you stay on this and get your roof. I don't care if you just got a roof last year. I don't care. I just talked to a gentleman yesterday. And he said that he's had 2 roofs in 4 years.
It's funny you mention that because that's a misconception. I was there was another house I went to, and the lady said, "Well, I just had one done in 6 months." I said, "It doesn't matter.
No.
If you've got damage, you've got damage."
And here's the deal. I just don't understand what our problem is in Texas. Why are we doing roofs with shingles, with, those granular shingles, these dimensionals, these 3-tab shingles? Why doesn't everybody get a metal roof?
Cost.
I don't care.
Well, that is what it is.
They need to lower the price or
something. Get ruined
something.
too. You know that, right?
I'm sorry?
Metal roofs can get ruined as well.
They can't. I haven't seen them get ruined. I've seen them get damaged. I have one that recently was damaged.
Yeah, especially if you get golf ball size hail, that's going to basically ruin about anything if you get enough of it.
Wow. Why don't we just go back to thatch roofs? They're a lot cheaper to replace. We can just, put
there's some shingles there's some composite shingles you can get too called Ultra HD and HD.
Okay.
A little bit more expensive. As a matter of fact, the Ultra HD, you can get 40-year warranties on them.
Well, let's talk about this warranty thing. You see these roofs with these 20-year warranties for a 3-tab, 30-year warranties for dimensional shingles, 40-year warranties. That stuff, I don't even believe it because if there's a warranty, why does it need to be replaced? And why doesn't Gaff or Owens Corning replace it if they're not? I mean, it's a warranty against everything but hail.
Well, yeah, it depends on how it's damaged, right? If it's a defect in the manufacture of the composite roof, then that's the problem. But if it's a weather event, then obviously that's covered by insurance and not by the company
the
themselves.
roof should withstand weather. Okay, that should be number uno. If I were a roofing, I think they're doing it on purpose, like light bulbs. You know how they make light bulbs? They don't make them so that now they're starting to make
last
it
longer.
Yeah, but like my iPhone, my Android phone. Now that the new G8 is out, suddenly my G7 is having issues, and I can't.
It's funny, huh?
It's like, I think it's a. Did you hear the news? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! It's Sunday. No more red light cameras in Texas. They banned red light cameras, y'all.
Good.
So
Yeah,
yesterday I read that the Senate or somebody in Texas, and I read that, and so yesterday I ran all these red lights. I just couldn't help myself because everybody was doing it. We were running these red lights. Because we were like, who cares? It's almost like we weren't. I've never been so. It was just incredible drive. The traffic was horrible. They shut down the tollway yesterday, and I'm trying to sell 2 houses yesterday. I had to sell 2 houses yesterday, and they shut down the tollway, and I'm like, okay. Anyway,
Do I need to look at those roofs? Do I need to look at those roofs?
No, those are brand new homes.
All right.
I love
I'm making
selling
sure.
brand new homes. I'm selling a Guillen home and a home in Robeson Ranch that are bad to the bone. I love selling new homes. That's so much fun. And I love selling all homes, but those are fun. Those are easier whenever you sell a new home because they just build it and you just sit there and make sure they do it well. But anyway, let's talk about this red light camera thing because this makes my life. Is anybody else happy about that? If you're happy about the red light camera thing, I want to hear from you. Call 214-787-1190. I think we should have champagne, toast on the air because I've been paying those things. And I try to drive really slow, and it's like I'm driving, and I'm like, be careful. It's yellow. Oh, no. And then every time I go through a light, I'm like, oh, crap. And then I'm like afraid to go to my mailbox, and there's all this stuff asking me for money, and it's like, okay, I'm sorry. Every day I'm accidentally running a red light. Yesterday I did it on purpose, but then I found out that it's not like a law yet. Like they could, you know what I mean? Like they banned it. Mm-hmm. But they could still get me. So it was really interesting. I'm like, okay, we still have to be careful. But I just think it's unconstitutional to have Big Brother watching me all of the time, and it causes more wrecks. Don't y'all think?
Agree.
I know that has nothing to do with hell, and it has nothing to do with your house maintenance, but that does have something to do with us not having to pay Plano or the cities. Dallas doesn't do it as bad. Okay, let's get back to roofs. Okay, so who are some of the main manufacturers of roofing?
Gaff, Owens, Corning, Timberline is a big one. Tamco, those are the big ones.
Those are the big ones. I was looking those up because I remember about all of those different roofing companies. Is there any that you prefer?
Gaff's a big one for sure. Timberline, we do a lot of Timberline, and Tamco. Those are some of the big ones.
Okay,
for sure.
and okay, let's talk about the main roofs. So whenever you go to put on a roof, you have to start. Let's say you're going in first you have to rip off all the
Right.
shingles.
Yeah, it's called a tear off.
You do a tear off.
Right.
You don't want to do an overlay.
No. Well, people do that. No, we don't like that. We don't recommend that for a number of reasons. Correct.
They do overlays to save money?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
We don't recommend it. We don't recommend it just because of the warranty, and it's better to tear it off down to the decking, start fresh with your underlayment, your new shingles, your ice and water shield, and your flashing.
So you put the decking down, new decking?
Well, the decking's there, but if we find somewhere where there's a water spot,
okay,
or somewhere where it's been leaking, we'll replace the decking, absolutely.
Okay.
And we'll let the homeowner know about it.
Okay. And it takes about how long to get a roof done?
1.5 days.
1.5 days. He's fast. He gets it done very, very quickly. And some of the things you do for people are like, after you do the roof, you want to make sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. So there's so many roofing companies, and everybody's got about the same warranty. So we try to separate ourselves on the customer service side.
Okay.
I physically visit every job that I do.
Okay.
I talk to the customer, I make sure they're satisfied. I make sure their yard looks like it did before we got there.
Right.
And I check the work, and that seems to go a long way with people. Believe it or not, there's a lot that don't do that.
You want to make sure that you get a roofing company that cleans your front yard and doesn't leave a bunch of nails in your driveway that you can run over and get a flat tire.
That's right.
Okay. So you want to make sure that you have a good roofing company that cares about you. And also, so how do we get in touch with you at CNC Roofing?
214-663-4699.
4699. And if you work with him once, you will definitely work with him again. If you guys have any questions regarding roofs, I see that we've got some questions. I'll read those at the break. And it's you can call us at 214-787-1190. Do we have time to keep talking? Oh, good. We've got a little bit of time. You guys, y'all need to call in and definitely you want to get your roof inspected now if you even suspect there's any hail damage. Do it now before you go sell, because that way you can get it done.
And that's free, like you said.
And it's a free service. And there is a deductible that is a little bit of a pain in the butt. And roofers really can't do anything about it, wink, wink. But
well, it's all in the cost of the house, right? So a lot of times we do try to figure out how to help the customer.
You would try to figure out how to help the customer.
That's
yes,
right.
Yes. Okay, and so we're going to go to break, and you guys, we will talk to you in a minute.
He's got an interstate running through his front yard. He thinks he's got it so good.
Are you ready to take advantage of this hot Dallas real estate market? If so, go to my website at imaysell.com. Fill out the form and receive valuable information about selling your home. The Dallas real estate market is hotter than ever. We're having the biggest real estate boom in 10 years. Maybe it's time for you to sell your home. If so, visit imaysell.com. That's imaysell.com. Fill out the form and receive valuable information about selling your home in the Dallas, Denton, and Collin counties.
iHeartRadio is the easy-to-use app for music and radio. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
I'm a firefighter.
A teacher.
I'm a farmer. I'm a barber.
A waitress.
A mom. We're all part of your community. Every day we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good, others not so much.
But that's life. It's when you experience a moment of uncertainty. Something or someone's behavior that doesn't seem quite right.
These are the moments to take a pause.
Because if something doesn't feel right, it's probably not.
It's not about paranoia
or being afraid.
It's about standing up and protecting our communities.
One detail at a time.
Because a lot of little details can become a pattern.
We
trust our instincts.
Just like you should.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Hey there, and good morning. From the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center, I'm William Shotwell with a look at your DFW forecast. Looks like today there's a good chance for some thunderstorms and a high around 72. Then later on tonight, more thunderstorms and a low around 58. This report's brought to you by Alan Edmonds.
Alan Edmonds is now open in South Lake at the South Lake Town Square. Stop in to save 15% on Alan Edmonds men's shoes, belts, apparel, and accessories during their grand opening celebration now through April 24th. Alan Edmonds, an American original.
Little pretty houses for you.
Welcome back to the Jenna Ryan Show on Talk Radio 1190 AM.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is Jenna Ryan, realtor with RE/MAX Dallas Suburbs, here on the air at the iHeart Media Station. Welcome. We have had an exciting week this week with tons of hail. And I'm here today talking to my guest, Mitch Whitlock, Handyman. I call him Mitch Handyman. He is the handyman that I go to if there are issues with homes. And I send all my people to him, and he takes really good care of my clients. Thank you so much for your good work that you've done.
You're welcome.
And so we're going to talk today about painting. So some of the things that Mitch has done for my clients in the past, it definitely include painting.
Remodeling kitchens, remodeling houses, anytime you do anything inside, it's going to 90% of the time involve painting.
Right. Okay, now for me personally, he does not do remodeling because I'm not going to oversee that. But he has done remodeling for clients in the past. Once you see how wonderfully he paints a wall or patches a little hole or, takes care of the rotted wood or removes the dirt from the side of the house, all the little things on that inspection report, then you're like, anytime you need someone to do things in your property, you can call Mitch and he can do it. I mean, he does like huge $200,000 remodels of kitchens and stuff like that as well. But we're just kind of keeping things simple today. But we might want to go more into that here in a minute. But like is painting cabinets a good idea?
Well, it depends on the situation because for the most part, painting cabinets in an existing kitchen is more time-consuming and more cost. It costs more than painting anything new because you've got to go in and clean the cabinets because of cooking and grease and everything else. You have to get them exactly perfect on the surface so that the paint will stick. I do not normally recommend painting cabinets because I like the wood look, but we will paint cabinets, and if you paint them, we need to paint them inside and out. Otherwise, it's not going to look right. And make sure that they're completely clean, fantastic or 409, whatever you want to use to get all the grease off. It's got to be completely straight, and then you've got to sand them.
Okay, well, I'm here to tell you everybody is wanting white cabinets now.
Yes, and we do a lot of white cabinets.
People want white. They want white cabinets, and I've been looking for a home, and I'm like looking at those cabinets going, those are going to have to be white. And so going to have those white. But I did find a home, but you know what? It already has granite, but I don't like the granite that's in it. And I'm going to sign the contract today. I'm so excited. Yay. Isn't that exciting? We need a
I'm
track
happy that you're becoming one of the homeowners.
I'm becoming a homeowner, and I'm a real estate agent. And what took me so long? Well, I got burglarized. It caused me to go, okay, real quick, and get a house. But anyway, so it has granite, and I like granite and everything, but I want quartz. I want white quartz. It has white cabinets, and I want white quartz. That is like so gorgeous. I saw it yesterday at Highland Homes in Melissa. Oh, it's absolutely stunning, that white on white. So tell me, can you do that for me?
We can. We come in and we take a template of the cabinets that are existing.
Okay.
And we take that template and we transfer it to quartz. And we cut out where you want your sink, if you want to undermount or overmount sink. Any other holes that you might have in the cabinet if you've got a hot water. A lot of people have these instant hot water faucets, and
right.
That would require a different hole. But we cut the cabinets exactly how you want, put the edge on them that you want, and then we just take the granite off and we put the quartz on.
How much does something like that cost? I know it depends on the size of the kitchen.
It depends on the size of the kitchen, but when you're looking at the difference between the quartz and the granite, you're going to look at the square foot.
Uh-huh.
And if it costs $25 to $35 per square foot to purchase the granite, then to get it cut and seamed in and ready to be installed, you're looking at about another $25 to $35 a square foot.
A lot of money.
It could be a lot of money. It could be $5,000 to $8,000 for a kitchen.
I'm not going to be able to get quartz because that's just not. That's like changing your color of your interior of your car. I don't like the interior of my car. It's tan. It's like a man. My Beamer it just looks like a man, but I'm not going to go change the interior. Okay, that's just not cost effective. I guess I'll have to just deal with that granite.
If you already have a good cabinet surface,
it's beautiful.
It's if it's a good surface, then don't mess with it.
I'm so vain,
until you
though.
get to the point that it becomes less of a cost issue and you can afford it. And then you can do whatever you want.
I can afford it. It's not that I can't afford it. It's just that
afford
it. Is that the best use of my money, or should I put it in a retirement fund so whenever I get old I'll have,
or
money.
Or buy a pool table.
Or buy a pool table or go on vacation, which I'm going on vacation, and I can't wait until I get to go on vacation. I'm going to Sedona. I'm going to Arizona. I cannot wait. Okay, so let's talk about, do you fix that little thingamajigger on the on the fireplace? You know that thingamajiggy?
The chimney cap?
You know, all those little things, they're like, okay, I want one of these brackets, this, and that.
Yes. We can add any kind of item that you want to your fireplace. If you want a automatic flue, if you want a gas log, need to replace a chimney cap, need to put a clip on the flue, you have to have a clip.
Thingamajiggy.
A safety clip on the flue.
Safety clip.
For inspection. That's a big thing with inspectors.
They're always asking for that. And one of the things I like about Mitch is he's real casual. You don't have to have him come out and, do this huge, unless it's something huge. You just can call him up and say, hey, Mitch, I've got this, and this. Here's the inspection report. How much would you charge to do these items? And then the buyer, if you're a seller, if you're working for the seller, the buyer's like, this will cost $5,000. And then you call Mitch and you go, how much would you charge to do bump, 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 bump? And he goes, $1,000. And you're like, you go back to the buyer and you go, okay, we can get it done for $1,000. You get it in writing. And then, then you try to pay them money. If you're in the option period, you try to pay them money rather than get all this stuff done. And then you can have Mitch come in. And Mitch, sometimes it ends up where you have to do it yourself. And that's where we bring Mitch in, or he'll do it for the buyer afterwards.
After closing.
Afterwards, And so he also does remodeling. Remodeling work. And so a lot of the homes, I've been looking at homes because I'm a realtor. That's what I do. But it's different when you're looking for yourself. I just can't explain the difference. It's like a totally different experience. When you're looking for your own home, and I'm seeing all of these houses, and they're not open. And then I go to the brand new homes and they're open. I'm talking the kitchen is like the living room. It's bigger than the living room in a lot of these brand new homes that are, cropping up in Melissa, McKinney, Prosper. The kitchen is like bigger than the living room. And not all of them, but some of them. And it's just this huge room.
So we had this issue in my house. It was very dark inside. There were not a lot of outside windows, light coming in because of the walls.
Right.
So we actually took the wall from around our front room out and incorporated it into the living room and made a larger living area, which in turn let the light in from the front. And now when people walk in our house, they think that our house is twice as big as it used to be because that one wall has been taken down.
It makes a huge difference.
Big difference.
It makes a big difference to open up that floor plan. Even if you lose some cabinets along the way in that kitchen, to open that up, it makes a very big difference. And you also want to make sure that the quality of the workmanship is good, because a lot of people are like, oh, I can do that myself. And then it's like, okay.
Don't forget they can watch a YouTube video and mess it up even better.
You can watch a YouTube video. Well, I have seen people that tried to do this themselves, and I did not tell them personally, but you know what? There's things that don't line up, and you're sitting there, and you may not notice it right when you walk in the home, but you're sitting there and you're like, okay, that is not aligning with that, and that is not aligning here. And so, or I saw this one house one time with a gigantic master bath, and catty-cornered in the side of the master bath was this toilet. A catty-corner toilet. It was just sitting there, and it was in the weirdest position, and it was like you could tell, and all the work in the home was just not, and I bet it's still on the market. Nobody's going to buy that. Nobody's going to buy that house with those issues. So the workmanship needs to be good. How do you really make sure that the workmanship is good?
Well, anytime you do any kind of a remodel, you get the customer involved as much as possible.
Right.
And you make sure as you're
it's their fault.
No. You just make sure as you're going step by step that what's happening is what they wanted to happen, because there's a big disconnect between what they perceive is going to happen and what is actually going to be able to happen, because they may picture it a different way in their mind, and so you have to fix that. You have to communicate with them and say, now this is what it's going to look like, or we're going to make it look exactly like this, and show them. And if you talk to them every day, then there's not an issue. If you wait till you're finished and then they say, oh, I thought the shower was going to be 18 inches more over this way, it's kind of hard to change it after the fact. But if you talk with them every day, then it becomes easier to fix those issues. and they're ultimately more happy at the end with their remodel.
Okay. So you want to make sure that you communicate with people all along the way so that they're happy with what is done.
Yes.
A lot, and off the topic of remodel, we're just going to kind of, hit around here. I want to go back to the inspection report. A lot of times we have a deal with the hot water heater needs to be raised. How many times have I called you about that?
Well, quite a few times, and it is a code that the water heater has to be a certain height, especially if it's in the garage and there's gas in the house.
Right.
If it's a gas water heater, you have to be cognizant of all those different codes and things that have to be followed. But you also have to remember that if a homeowner or if a home buyer is hiring the inspector, the inspector feels a duty to find things wrong.
You are right.
To say, I've earned my money, let me show you what's wrong with this house, when in all actuality there probably isn't a whole lot wrong with the house. They're trying to make it look like there's something wrong with the house.
You know what? That is just an aha moment I just had. I mean, you're right. I mean, really, the inspector is paid $400 to do an inspection roughly, depending on who you use, and they're going to find some things wrong with the house. I mean, that's just the way life goes. And so, little things that they're going to find are going to be things that aren't up to code currently, which technically you don't have to get your house up to code, but you want to be good faith. And you want to do those things for the person.
Your house doesn't have to be up to code, because if your house is already done, it's being grandfathered in.
Right.
And so it doesn't have to be done until it fails. So if your water heater fails and we replace it, it needs to be brought up to code.
Right. We have to go to break in just a minute. I'm telling you, a lot of people right now, it doesn't really matter. We're in a seller's market. It's like, buyer, if you don't want this house, if you don't take it like it is, we're going to the backup because you're getting on our nerves. No, I'm kidding. That's really how it is right now. You don't have to deal with as much, but it can, depending on the market, you may have to appease people and do these little things. Certain people just want these things done. So we're going to break here, and we're going to get back with Cody, the roofer. Cody with CCM Roofing. Talk to you in a minute.
He's got an interstate running through his front yard.
Are you considering a mortgage loan? If so, contact my favorite lender, Brad Walters, with American Southwest Lending. He's always available and always on time. He's the only guy I would consider for all of my clients' loans. He's direct and to the point and doesn't give you the runaround. Call Brad Walters with American Southwest Lending at 214-924-1066. He will get the best rate and the best loan for you.
This year, we've got 100 reasons for you to switch to Jackson Hewitt. Tell your old tax service to take a hike, and we'll pay you $100 to file with Jackson Hewitt. Plus, you'll get free IRS audit assistance. So maybe it's more like 101 reasons. It pays to switch to Jackson Hewitt. File today, get $100. Minimum tax preparation fee of $150 applies. Offer valid when you complete your taxes with us. $100 provided on a card. Not valid with any other promotion or discount. Available in participating locations only. Ask a tax pro or see JacksonHewitt.com for details. Most offices are independently owned and operated.
You may not witness bullying every day, but your kids do. They want to help, but they don't know how. Visit StopBullying.gov to learn safe, simple ways your child can help stop bullying. Be more than a bystander at StopBullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
In small towns and big cities around the world, Habitat for Humanity volunteers gather. Hammers are raised, bricks are laid, and another family finds shelter in a home they helped build. Habitat volunteers are changing lives for the better, and in the process, maybe even their own as well. Support the work in your community or wherever your heart leads you. Volunteer, get involved, and help build it. Visit us at habitat.org.
Hey there, and good morning. From the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center, I'm William Shotwell with a look at your DFW forecast. Looks like today there's a good chance for some thunderstorms and a high around 72. Then later on tonight, more thunderstorms and a low around 58. This report's brought to you by Alan Edmonds.
Alan Edmonds is now open in South Lake at the South Lake Town Square. Stop in to save 15% on Alan Edmonds men's shoes, belts, apparel, and accessories during their grand opening celebration now through April 24th. Alan Edmonds, an American original.
Phone lines are open at 214-787-1190. Here's Jenna Ryan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. We are here today with Corey the Riffer.
Cody, thank
Cody,
you very
I'm
much.
sorry. Why do I keep calling him Corey?
I have no
Sorry.
idea.
It's my fault. Oh, gosh. Slap.
I'll let you
Okay.
do that.
Sorry. Cody. Anyway, with Cody the Riffer, as well as Mitch, our handyman. And we are talking today about home maintenance and the hailstorm and damage. And on the break, we were talking about my heart attack.
Oh, my gosh.
We decided to bring that up. And because actually Mitch's wife, hi, Mitch.
Hello.
His wife actually had a heart attack, and so did I. And I just wanted to bring it up because I'm not ashamed. It happened. It does happen. We don't realize, but the food that we eat is like taking a toothbrush to the inside of your arteries and just scraping your arteries, and it causes problems in your arteries. And heart disease is the number one killer of Americans in the nation, in America. It's the number one killer. It's the number one killer of women. And people don't realize it. People don't talk about it. It's a very cliche topic. It's a very taboo topic. But I'm here to bring awareness to heart issues. So you want to make sure that you get checked out, that you go to the doctor. You know, I was having a heart attack and I went to Care Now, where I always went, you know, just to go to the doctor. I'm like, I'm having indigestion, really severe indigestion. And they're like, okay. And they sent me home with Mylanta. They did not know I was having a heart attack. There was no clue. I didn't know the signs of a heart attack. I did not know that indigestion is a sign of a heart attack. Indigestion. So now anytime I get even like, I have to burp, I'm like, oh God. I'm serious. I can't even burp without going, I need to go to the emergency room. Not really, but kind of. So, yes, I mean, it's a scary thing. Indigestion, severe indigestion is a sign. Also jaw aches. I mean, a heart attack doesn't just like always kill you. And so luckily I did get to the emergency room after much ado, and they put stents in, and I'm alive. I'm a bionic woman today, and I'm alive because of technology. And I was dying because I did not know how to eat properly. And today I am the most proper eater. Not only did I not eat properly, but I was also over exercising. So I was getting my heart rate way up. And I mean, I was doing massive quantities. Like, have you done CrossFit?
Mm-hmm.
I was doing like that level. You know, people think, oh, I'm cool. I can do all of this heart rate high stuff. Well, let me tell you that combined with other things will cause you to have a heart attack. And you may not know it, and all of a sudden you're just in the hospital, and it is a scary thing. So I was very young to have, I'm not going to give my age, but I was young.
You already did.
No, I did to them, but not to the radio. Oh. I'm not ready for that. But I am telling y'all about my heart attack, which is a pretty big deal for me to share that, because it's like, you know, any kind of health issue, you feel kind of embarrassed. It's embarrassing, and there's like this stigma. But you know what? Don't be asking me how my heart's doing, because I'm like, my heart is fine today. I do very moderate exercise. I drink spinach for fun. I eat every color of the rainbow. I try to every meal. You know, every once in a while I cheat. But, you know, I'm not on extensive drugs. I'm doing great. The cardiologist doesn't want to see me. You know, things are great now, and I'll probably be more healthy than ever. But it is a freaky thing. And then I also have a friend that had valve surgery. So make sure you guys are taking care of your hearts, and make sure that you're eating properly, and make sure that you're doing moderate, long endurance exercise, like go for an hour-long walk. Okay, Cody, we're going to talk about roofs now.
All right.
So you put on a roof for me in Greenville.
I did.
Greenville, Texas.
Yep.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yep, sure did.
And you were referred to me by Stacy, who's my Facebook friend, and who is she to you?
My wife.
That's your wife?
Yeah. Stacy.
Oh my gosh, this is your. I didn't know that this whole time.
You know her last name?
No, I thought you were his brother.
Her brother?
No, I thought you were her husband's brother.
No. It's
what?
She's the lucky one to be married to me.
Okay, well, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. She's so gorgeous and fabulous. I really like her. She has a really good spirit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Stacy. Is she watching today?
I don't know. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Well, let me tell you. She's the reason I put up on my Facebook. I was like, I need a roof in Greenville right now.
And we made it happen.
And they made it happen like in a couple of days. And then, from what I understand, the agent that was on the other side of that deal. She's already called you on.
Yeah, she has. She already called me on a couple of them. We were talking about the customer service thing earlier.
Yeah.
You noticed that when you text me, I was right on it. I mean,
he is right on it.
And I'm not just, that's one of the things that you've got to do to separate yourself from everybody else.
Yeah, and he's very kind and nice and humble and not stuck up and, very helpful. And when you're dealing with a roofer, you want somebody who's, you can trust and someone who, someone else refers.
Right.
It's not rocket science. It's a roof. It's
Right.
a roof, but you want to make sure you're being taken care of properly, and the person can communicate with the insurance company, because a lot of times the insurance companies don't want to pay for the roofs. But let me tell you something. You want to make sure you get a good insurance company like USAA. You were saying
probably number one. I don't have any complaints for them, and I've heard all good things about them.
So what are some of the bad ones? Or
I wouldn't say bad, but probably the most challenging one by far is Allstate.
Allstate?
Yeah,
Very difficult to work with.
Yeah,
really?
Well, what they do, the insurance companies will do a 10 by 10 square on your roof, and if you don't have a certain number of held dents in that square, they won't.
Remember you did that? Yeah, you did an inspection.
Matter of fact, that house that we were talking about had hail all over it. But
It
it was an Allstate house, but because they could not do a 10 by 10 square on anywhere on the roof, and it have 11, they wouldn't do it. Even if it had 8 or 9 all over the house, it didn't matter.
Replace just one slope.
That's
instead of
exactly
the whole
right.
thing.
Which when they do that, your roof doesn't match. It just doesn't look good.
No, you don't want to just come in and do repairs, because you need to do a complete overhaul of the roof, because if you do repairs and it's going to look patchy because
Yeah,
it's not
it
coming from the
does.
same shingle batch, right?
And it's weathered. What you've got on there is probably several years old, and you're putting something new, even though it's the same color. So yeah, a lot of times it doesn't match.
Right. And so I had an issue with an insurance company I hate now. But it's a Texas, it's a state insurance company. Don't ever go to Fair Plan.
Oh, I haven't dealt with them.
It's called Fair Plan or something, Texas, Fair Texas Plan or something. But there's some.
Aren't they a second chance insurance?
Yeah,
You
they're
can't
like
get insurance through the premium company.
Could be.
It's almost like,
be. Yep.
an SR22 on your license or something.
Yes. Okay.
Try not to do that. Just go to a good USAA we
they're
like.
very good.
Farmers is good.
Farmers is good. State Farm's good.
State Farm's good.
There's some independents that are really good.
Okay.
But those are the big ones.
But Allstate, the hail claim
They're
is
just
just
challenging.
not.
Very
Yeah, it's more
challenging.
challenging. And so you also, whenever you have roofing issues, so you get these little. Now, don't try to inspect yourself, because you need someone to go up there and actually take pictures and build a case saying that you need a roof, because a new roof on your home makes your home more valuable. So you want to make sure you have a roofer come out. But there's also other damage that happens, like to the fence and to the windows, and sometimes it leaks.
Well, and your downspouts, your gutters, and all of those kind of things.
Right, your gutters, and that's another telltale sign of hail that they use for evidence of hail, is the little dings all over the.
Yep, all the turbines on the roof, the pipe jacks, like he was mentioning, the AC units.
Right, and you have the little hail damage all over it. And then they know, okay, then you have a hail claim. And then you can call and get a roofing inspection. You always need to get a roofing inspection to make sure that your roof is okay, so that whenever you go to sell your house, there's no question and you don't have to do it at the last minute.
That's right. We like meeting the inspectors out there. And that's
Absolutely.
Like you said, you do build a case for it. And I try to develop a relationship with those inspectors. I want them to know I'm on their side too, but I'm also on the customer side. So I don't go up there with an attitude thinking I know everything. I allow them to teach me things. And again, you develop that relationship, because you're probably going to run into them again, and you want them to know you're just trying to do the right thing for the customer.
Okay, now I tell you, I am coming from a place of adversarialism, because I had an issue with that Fair Plan, and it just made me so angry. Really, the adjusters as a general rule are very kind and very nice, but they're not in the business to they want to protect. I mean, it's this fine line. They want to take care of the customer, but they also don't. They're not in the business of replacing roofs. They don't want to replace your roof, so they want to try not to. But really, it's not as adversarial with USAA. They're like on it, and they're very, trying to help the customer. They're not trying to get out of anything. They're trying to pay, buy roofs. They know, and that's unfortunately because of the hail and because of the damage. It's really making our insurance rates. That's why we pay high insurance around here.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because a lot of the customers think if they turn in a claim, it's going to increase their insurance. That's not true.
Okay.
They could maybe not even turn in a claim all year, but if there's a lot of hail damage around in the area,
right,
everybody's insurance is going to go up whether they had a claim or not.
Oh, so your insurance is going up whether you had a claim or not. So don't let that be the reason that you do not call.
Right.
Now, what do you think about, okay, I had a client say that he did not want to have a roofer come out because the roofers were driving him nuts.
Mm-hmm.
They're calling, they're getting his phone number because they know where he is somehow. I said, how'd they get your number? He's like, I don't know, but they're calling me, constantly. And so he's just going to go with the roofer that is recommended by the adjuster. How do you...
That happens a lot. Matter of fact, we talked about Allstate. We're actually a preferred vendor with Allstate. We're a preferred vendor with Nationwide. That's one we didn't talk about, actually.
Okay.
And, that happened to me this weekend, actually. There was a couple of houses, and they just decided to go with their insurance company preferred vendor. So sometimes it happens.
Sometimes so it really doesn't matter if they have...
But you don't have to. You absolutely don't have to. And I tell the customers that.
So if you already have a relationship with a roofer...
And as a roofer, you like to be a liaison between the customer and the insurance company to help them.
Yep.
So.
I recommend getting I would like my own roofer, rather than someone else bringing someone who's, I think just like you need your own realtor, you need your own person to take care of your interests. And so I would prefer that personally.
Yep. You pay the bill, you get to pick who you want.
Okay. Exactly. Wonderful. So anyway, if you need a roof, wonderful. You can call Cody.
Please.
Call phone number again.
214-663-4699.
And if you need a handyman, you call Mitch.
682-472-2100.
And if you need a realtor, you call me, Jenna Ryan, realtor. And I think we're about done with the show. You know what? I have a friend who is a sex therapist. I really do. And I want to get her on the show, but I don't know how I'm going to run that with real estate. How are we going to talk about sex and real estate? We're going to do it. We're going to figure it out. And that's coming soon. So y'all listen to the show. This is the Jenna Ryan Show. And I'm here every week. Talking about real estate, hail, home maintenance, right? Have a great week.
Well, there's a black man with a black cat living in a black neighborhood. He's got an interstate running through his front yard. He thinks he's got it so good. And there's a woman in the kitchen.
KFXR, Dallas, Fort Worth. Talk Radio 1190. An iHeartRadio station.